Dirty Sports, episode 862, live on YouTube in 5, 4, 3. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Las Vegas, Nevada, Joey No Chill Praino.
Hello, Andrew.
Look at that backdrop there.
Yeah, I got a nice big room here at the Rio in Las Vegas. And I was moving all around. I'm like, should I sit at this table? Should I sit at this couch? And then I was like, oh, maybe I should go like sports show on the road style and just throw that Rio sign in the background. So here we are looking out over the Rio Resort and Casino. I'm here all week, Andy. At the Comedy Cellar, which is in the Rio, Comedy Cellar, Las Vegas. 2 shows every night, tonight, Monday, through Sunday. So literally the next 7 days, 2 shows a night. If you're in Las Vegas or you're coming to Las Vegas for Labor Day weekend, you should come to a show. If you live in Las Vegas, we should hang out because that's a long time to be in Vegas.
That's going to be the longest you've ever been in Vegas.
Oh, for sure. For
7 nights or 8 nights?
7 nights.
I wonder your mindset after that. Because Vegas, the thing about Vegas that people don't fully get is it's like psychologically, it's a different animal when you're there. Like when you're there a couple of days, sure. But like when you're there like that, when it's at least 7 days, I think it just, you turn into a different person.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to like trying to figure out how to do this, but I think it's going to be the first couple of days, just like keep it real low key. Then maybe, get my shows done. I mean, whatever, midweek, maybe start venturing out.
Yeah.
Really, really just, slowly build toward the weekend. Because it's like the weekend in Vegas, it's going to be wild. But also, I mean, it's Labor Day weekend for one. But also, maybe it's like lay low for a couple days, go wild for a couple days before the weekend gets here, dial it back when the crowds are out,
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So
I'll probably play some poker at some point. I'll probably play some golf. I'll probably lay by the pool. I'm definitely going to drink a bunch of Miller Lights.
Well, it's fun. You're back at the old Andy Ruther stomping grounds. The former employer, for me, which is fun. So the building you're in, I forget what it's called because there's 2 towers. That one has
the Masquerade Tower.
Okay, that's the Masquerade Tower. That has I don't know if it still did. When I lived in Las Vegas, that had a nightclub on like the 40-something floor.
Okay.
Which is cool because it's indoor, outdoor, and then you can walk outside. And obviously, you're not on the strip, but it's cool because then you can see the strip.
Right.
So it's like a different vantage point. I forget. This is terrible. I forget the name of that nightclub, but I used to.
Is this this tower does go up. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm only halfway up here. I'm like at 20.
Yeah, so it's like the nightclub's on like the 40-something floor, and obviously when I worked there, like the Rio was still pretty cool. Not that no offense, now you know what I'm saying. Like,
no, I've heard it's not the best. I've never been here before. I've never.
But the room. Here's the thing.
I've been to Vegas a lot of times. I've never stepped foot in the Rio.
Every room's a suite, so your room's big. You have a massive room, correct?
Yes, I do.
So you have a massive room. Every room's a suite, and that was like when they built that. That was the thing. And when I lived there, 15 plus years ago, it was still like going to that nightclub was still a thing. And I had connections working there. So I could always get in or skip the line, whatever it was. But
me, I'm a lifeguard from the pool.
Many a fun time that I have there. And I really miss that employee buffet. The employee cafeteria, I should say, where, you eat whatever you want. Dude, that's the thing about Vegas that people don't realize is that the employees have their own cafeteria, their own buffet underground at all the casinos,
Yeah.
24/7 access. So if you have an employee badge and you're a degenerate like I was at the time, and you're out drinking and you're partying and you're at the clubs or whatever, you get done and you're hungry, you don't have to pay for food. You just like, they don't monitor it. So like, you walk in with your nightclub clothes, you just swipe because they don't even know you could have been working, right? You swipe through the turnstile and then go crush like a late night Philly cheesesteak or whatever the hell else you want to order.
Let's go.
Yeah. I think my frugal ways go back to Vegas because like when I realized like how like I would penny pinch, I would load my backpack full of food.
It's a very Andy Ruther move.
Just like my thing was,
you're like these pre-sealed cereal bowls. I'll take 40 of these home.
I would do breakfast there. I do breakfast before my shift. You get your lunch break was an hour, and then I would go there after my shift ended. And my buddies wouldn't. I'd be like, "Why are you like?" You're not eating the same thing every day. Again, it's a full buffet. Like it's just a massive, and they'll make anything for you, right? If you're like, hey, I want a cheeseburger, I want this. That they have chefs back there. And I never got my buddies because they're like, dude, you're eating all your meals. I go, but I'm not eating the same thing. You know how much money I'm saving? And then I'd bring stuff home. My roommate is like, are you really unloading like 15 bagels that you took from the employee cafeteria? I'm like, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We're having a bagel breakfast. I have a whole spread.
That'll be fun though. That'll be good. Get out. There's a lot of outdoor stuff. I don't know if you want to do that, but like there's actually great hiking areas and Red Rock.
110 degrees.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's 110. Okay. So you might not want to do that.
I'd like to play golf one morning. I guess I tee off at 4 a.m. or something like that. Try not to die. Brought my golf clubs. So yeah, if there's any dirt balls in and around Vegas, let's go. Also, shout out to the dirt balls who came out to the Hollywood Improv on Thursday of last week. A few dirt balls in the crowd. Always nice to see the dirt balls. Appreciate you guys.
Did they do stuff like it's lit, fam?
No, it's lit. I did get a couple Miller Lights from dirt balls. Really appreciate you guys.
I was laughing the other day thinking of the dirt balls doing that. I was thinking of the San Francisco show.
No, chill.
Like, and then the Joanne.
Yeah, you got a Joanne. That was
just
awesome.
Yelling out my mom's name while I'm trying to tell jokes.
Eddie's big move now whenever I'm on the road with Eddie, he'll like come out on stage and he'll find like a lone white dude in the crowd. He's like, "You're dirtball, right?" They're like, "Yep. Here's the joke. Yep. Drove from like 8 hours away. Yep, that's right."
I just went on our Reddit, speaking of the dirt balls, and I was alerted. I hadn't been on probably in like a week or two. I hadn't checked it out. And I was alerted to something that's interesting. According to a website, what is the website called? idlenetworth.com. I'm worth $165 million.
That's dope, dude. Yo, can I borrow some dough?
Yeah.
Can I borrow a cool milli?
I love the comments, by the way. The comments.
$2 million after the week in Vegas.
Yeah. The comments are great. Wait, what? That honestly can't be right. Then response, thus the process. Third response, no, it's true. I've been donating to the Thust Fund. $165 million. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing this show like a hostage, which I've been on what? Like, is this episode, like, I really got to get this situation under control. Is this episode like 4 or 5 that I've
what's going on? Where are you in the new, what are we calling this place? Is this?
You said Casa de Roscoe.
Yeah, well, I think that's what I was about to say. Casa de Roscoe.
Which that's the name of the Wi-Fi. We use that.
Nice.
That's the Wi-Fi name for the house. So this is where we're at.
And what's the password?
We are. I know. We are. Let's see here. The living room and the kitchen and the dining room have been painted and 2 of the bedrooms have been painted.
Okay.
And that's just the painting. A lot more has been done, but to answer your question, it's a work in progress.
Right.
I know my significant other is probably listening to this and being like, yo, dude, paint the minute this thing ends. But what I've learned, Joe, is I can't put shit together because of patience. So like IKEA stuff or just furniture in general, she's really good at that. And she has the patience. Or like changing out every doorknob that was like shitty golden, like she's replacing with the silver. Like she has the patience for that. I don't have patience for that stuff. Like the IKEA stuff, man.
Axl Rose wrote a song about this, man.
It's a great song.
It's fucking incredible. A full whistle break.
Axl changes his voice so much when he sings. I've actually been listening to a lot of Guns N' Roses lately.
After I made Axl my all-time front man.
Yes. Isn't it fascinating how he fluctuates his voice?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good group, by the way.
Yeah, pretty great. Pretty awesome. Certainly a huge peak.
Not as good as the Blue Man Group. Are they still in Vegas?
I think I saw that. I think I drove by. Yeah, where are they? At the MGM?
They bounce. They sign a contract
They
with one
bounce
casino.
around. Okay.
Then they go. When I was there, they were the Venetian.
I believe I saw a sign. I believe the Blue Man Group is still here.
Carrot Top, is he still rocking the
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know he got a huge bump recently with the Joe Rogan appearance. A lot of people were like, kind of like a Carrot Top. So maybe he's back. I honestly don't know. I wouldn't see either of those two things.
I used to know a dude who was in the Blue Man Group. He did improv with me. And I always just would think, like, how long does it take you to put all that blue stuff on?
Yeah. They're like, will you paint your whole body blue? He's like, yes. And I'll play the drums too.
I feel like there's a lot of layers to that. Were you doing a yes and?
Yeah.
But also you were doing like, okay, this is all you need to do is paint your body because what the hell?
Yeah.
I think that's a good segue to talk Tom Brady. Speaking of painting the body, what is going on with Tom Brady's body? Has he had facelifts? Has he had plastic surgery? What is going on? He was away and he looks frightening.
I have been saying this for months, even years. I was hard on this when I was up in Tahoe with Laz. No one wants to everybody's like, Praino's doing a bit. Praino's doing a bit. He's drinking the blood of children. I'm convinced of it. I'm convinced he's drinking the blood of children. I'm also convinced he's probably I just think he's probably 5 years ahead of the curve. Tom Brady is on things that will soon be discovered by less super wealthy people that don't date international supermodels. And every single thing Tom Brady has in his body now, like at least 24 substances that Tom Brady takes currently will one day be banned by the NFL. I'm convinced of it.
So he was away. We've been joking about it.
How he's the only person in the history of planet Earth who ages backwards. We've seen people who don't age. Like we've seen Keanu Reeves looks the same now as when he was 25. And we've seen, Nicolas Cage looks like a Civil War general. We've seen all these things, but I've never seen anybody reverse. I've never seen anybody Benjamin Button. I've never seen anybody look younger than they did 15 years ago. But that's weird.
But my thing with Brady is that he looks better. He did. I want to say this point. I felt he looked better in recent years. I agree with you than he did 20 years ago. But now this press conference changed it for me. To me now, he just looks very mannequin and plasticky. if that makes sense.
Well, that's the thing. It's like usually when you get the plastic surgery, it makes people look better to like sort of an untrained eye, like, oh, less wrinkles. And then, but like people who look really hard, then you're like, oh, it's kind of all fraudulent, right? Tom Brady looks different than all that. Tom Brady looks weird.
I agree. And that's the thing. Like, I think he looks weird now after this absence. And this is what I really want to know.
I think being face down in the sternum of like a fleshy 8-month-old baby, just eating it like a raccoon eats a fucking, out of a garbage can. He's going to do some weird things to you.
So we didn't know where Brady was. That wild.
You ever come across like coyotes in the fucking?
Oh yeah, it's crazy
in Los Angeles, like just eating a dead carcass. Your headlights hit their eyes. Their faces come up. They're covered
they
in
look
blood.
up. Yeah.
Just let me keep doing what I'm doing. That's Tom Brady in the off season.
So we didn't know where he went. There was those wild rumors starting on Reddit that he was the Masked Singer. Now, supposedly, he was on a trip to the Bahamas at a private resort with his family. And a lot of people say this might have already been booked, but when he retired and he said to the Bucks, I got to keep this trip, blah, blah, blah. Obviously,
what the fuck are we talking about? Like Tom Brady is having a heart. Like, dude, we put down a deposit. You can't just like go to fucking Sandals Resort and then cancel. You're fucking Tom Brady, dude. You think Tom Brady, like, what the fuck are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
He already had this trip planned. Yeah.
I want to know, because his answer, and we're going to play the clip, his answer, and I've watched it multiple times. It's a lot of talking with saying nothing, right? So like he's talking, he's been gone 11 days.
Let me tell you what happened, Andy. Did you know August is the biggest month for birthdays?
No, fun fact.
Yeah, because it's the closest. It's the amount of time it takes to carry a baby to conclusion if you got pregnant around Christmas. A lot of people get pregnant at the holidays.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Tom Brady took whatever, Epstein's boat or plane or whatever down to, some other sort of Epstein Island, and just got they basically got the newest delivery of fresh babies. Like, this is harvesting season for if you're in the fresh baby game. This is when you do it. Like pumpkin spice latte season is upon us. Chicks already putting on their Johnny Depp hats, already putting on their boots.
Dude, the Johnny Depp hats
they're
will be strong.
They're about to fucking throw their scarves on. They're ready. They're like, give me all the pumpkin spice. About a month before pumpkin spice season, fresh baby blood season. Tom Brady putting on his fucking dumb hat, Johnny Depping his way down to the Bahamas, eating some fresh babies.
It was a shtick when you first started saying this. Now I'm starting to think, what is going on here?
I am trying to say, this is not a shtick. This is the best theory I have. Tom Brady eats babies.
So this was Brady's response to being gone.
Why can't he just be really good? I don't understand. Maybe he worked really hard in the offseason. Just because multiple players in the front office have him in their cell phone as baby eater does not mean he's
This is what he said in response to a question about being gone 11 days. Again, a lot of talking with zero substance.
It's all personal. Everyone's got different situations they're dealing with. So we all have really unique challenges to our life. And
all right, let's just stop it there. 8 seconds in.
Let's break this down. You said nothing so far.
But first of all, his voice, again, how he looks.
Yeah, he came out a little Mike Tyson-y.
Very soft.
A little Prince.
I'm just gonna play that first 8 seconds again.
It's all personal, you know. Everyone's got different situations they're dealing with, so we all have really unique challenges to our life, and
It's all
Is
personal.
he going through a reverse puberty? Is this what's
Yeah,
happening
what
with
is-
the
what happened
anti-aging
here?
process? It's like the opposite of Peter Brady in that one episode where his voice starts changing. Like 2 seasons ago, he's like, yeah, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's my last season, and maybe it's not. You know, I don't know. Everybody has unique challenges in the off season. Mine,
It's
of
like,
course,
dude,
is finding ripe children.
he just described every human ever. Like every person has unique challenges in their life. Every person has unique circumstances. What the hell are you talking about? So he's given us nothing for the first 8 seconds. Let's continue.
you know, I'm 45 years old, man. There's a lot of shit going on, so
What does that mean?
Yeah. I'm 43 years old. Not really that much shit going on, to tell you the truth. It's pretty, it gets easier, I'll tell you.
What is the lot of shit going on?
Harvesting and eating the flesh of babies. I don't know how many times I can say this.
you know, you just gotta try to figure out life the best you can, and you know, it's a continuous process. So
What? What?
I love that he just described living.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a continuous process. You know, I'm out there, I breathe in, I breathe out, I repeat a lot. And I'm just trying to make it all work. You know, just trying to keep oxygen running in my heart and brain. You know, and I'm doing it. I'm day to day, really.
No, see, I've never questioned what I think Brady's going to do on the field. Now I'm starting to be like, dude, what's going to happen this year with the Bucs and him? Because it's like I don't know. This whole thing is just weird to me.
I'm not really buying the Falcons, Panthers, or Saints. So
me either.
But I don't think Tom Brady's going to have. I don't think we're going to have the Tom Brady MVP talk this year. That's my prediction.
But like in this interview, both visually and how he's talking, he almost seems like a robot now. I've never seen that from Brady.
What's going on with elite NFL quarterbacks right now? Are there any that are somewhat normal? Oh, do we just all be Josh Allen, Joe Burrow stands at this point? Because I mean, Mahomes has his fucking family nightmare. Aaron Rodgers, Rogan thing. I was just like, it was an awkward conversation to listen to. I'll be totally honest. And now Brady, your boy Russ, Jesus Christ, what's going on with elite NFL quarterbacks?
Do you know Russ?
I like the Burrow. I'm on the Burrow, Allen, Herbert campaign right now.
Just 3 normal, plain vanilla white dudes.
Yeah, just like bros.
And by the way, I'm on those guys too.
Like, those guys would definitely catch those guys at a fucking Vegas casino, fucking Joe burring out together.
Oh yeah. Know? No, I agree. And I'm on all 3 of those guys as well.
Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes would be like trying to get his brother to climb down from the Paris fucking Eiffel Tower. You know, Brady'd be off in some fucking middle of the desert flesh harvesting fucking thing. Aaron Rodgers, I would assume, would be living in some sort of bunker surrounded by canned goods and weapons. He's now a fucking Armageddon, conspiracy theorist.
Is he?
I don't know. I mean, they would like. He honestly,
I'm 30 minutes into that episode.
He's one of those guys. I like Aaron Rodgers. I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I like him as a player. Obviously, I like that he seems like a smart guy. But you know what he is? It feels like to me when I listen to the Aaron Rodgers thing. He's a bunch of my friends who like found conspiracy theories at like 24. He's like new to the game. Like, unfortunately for him, he's 40. But like, this is the kind of conversations you hear in like the Brooklyn dive bars. A bunch of 20-somethings just ate mushrooms for the first time. It's like, yeah, Big Pharma's controlling all of us. Thanks, Aaron Rodgers. Thanks for the fucking update.
Well, I like him.
Next, you're gonna tell me capitalism's kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, but to be fair to him, talking about like the big pharma and all that, I don't think people have really talked about it
On the Joe Rogan podcast. I think people have talked about it, Andy.
No, in general. Like, even I like you see all the commercials, but I don't think people really think until they hear, like, are 75% of commercials really pharmaceutical
Also, Joe
companies?
Rogan has definitely thrown out some wild numbers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said, are they?
I don't think so. I also don't think when Joe Rogan said 75% of restaurants in Los Angeles closed during COVID, 75%, 3 out of 4 restaurants closed during COVID. I don't, to me,
closed for good.
Yeah, that's what he said. To me, as somebody who lives in Los Angeles, that seems like a reckless statement. 3 out of every 4 restaurants. No,
yeah, I don't know about that.
I just cannot believe that.
Yeah.
If that fact is true, there are parts of LA that I haven't gone to. Are there parts of LA that are just no longer exist?
Yeah, I wouldn't believe in that one either. Like when it comes to stats,
were they like Agora Hills is now closed? We've just shut down entire neighborhoods.
But how do you think Rodgers is going to play this year? Like, I think he's going to, here's my thing. And the same way with Brady. Like I said, I'm kind of like, I shouldn't say worried. Like, I think they'll probably play well because they're that good and they've been playing that long.
Well, Brady's also fucking pushing 50. Brady's got to fall off at some point. I mean, I honestly don't know how hanging a bunch of infants and letting their blood drain into barrels so that you can drink it over ice affects your play, but he's got to fall off at some point.
So people
have been saying for years, keep doubting him.
So who's and we're going to discuss this next week when we preview the whole season.
Yeah.
But who would you say is your odds on favorite to win the MVP at quarterback?
I mean, I don't know about odds on, but you got to think Josh Allen's going to be in the mix.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Herbert thing. I mean, it all kind of depends on, so much goes to how these teams play. It's going to be tough for one of those AFC West quarterbacks to win 13 games. And I think we know that goes a long way in getting MVP votes. Probably a little Jameis sprinkled in there.
Unbelievable.
I kid.
Let's play a little underrated, overrated.
Ooh. Yeah, my favorite game.
Yeah, we're talking quarterbacks right now, and this is a quarterback related question, a little historical one. We'll play a call with it.
The one that fucking gets down on.
Yo, what's up, boys? It's LaGoy calling you live from the Wigwam Bar here in Old Forge, New York, on the 315. Just calling because I'm watching the football life here at this bar of Troy Aikman. I'm just wondering, is he overrated, underrated, or popularly rated? Is he the greatest quarterback in Cowboys history? And also, that's it. Stay dirty, boys. My boy Patty.
Yeah, stay dirty, boys.
Stay dirty. You got a sports question?
Yeah, Justin Fields, man. Is he goated or not goated? Is he going to throw 20 TDs or 20 picks? We got to know.
He's going to be out of the league in 2 years. All right. Stay dirty,
Justin
boys.
Fields. These guys are always wasted. Okay.
I love the 315 crew.
By the way, this is a great question. I think this is great. And you and I know, have had in-depth discussions on Troy Aikman. I know we have. But it's one that I'm here to have again. Underrated, overrated.
I kind of think that this might be the most difficult quarterback to ever do this with for a couple of reasons.
I agree.
One, the name of the game is to win Super Bowls.
Sure.
So the man did his job.
Yeah, 3 times.
And you can't really point to that Cowboy mini dynasty and say, oh, they left one on the table here because Troy Aikman didn't perform, or they left one on the table here because Troy Aikman didn't perform. I mean, I think it was the 3 and 4 years. The break in between was that the Niners team that won? I think so. And that team was insanely good. But I lean overrated. Now, Troy Aikman doesn't come up a lot when you talk about all-time quarterbacks. And he has 3 Super Bowls. So, that makes him closer to properly rated. I don't know. Maybe Troy Aikman's properly rated.
I would say he's more properly or slightly overrated. Now here's the thing.
That's kind of where I'm at.
If you really want to break down Troy Aikman's career, if you really want to break it down, statistically speaking, it's just not. I don't even know if I'd call it now. I got to put in the time frame, right, where guys are not throwing the ball around the field as much as they are today. The yards aren't as high, but dude, here's
we've talked about this a million times. Your best chance of winning is not having those seasons.
Sure. No,
your best chance of winning is being behind, letting Emmitt Smith run behind that elite offensive line and controlling the game and not turning the ball over.
But to that, Joe, I mean, if you really look at it, and again, I know the 90s were different. The most touchdowns he ever threw, dude, it's pretty wild if you break it down, is 23.
Yeah.
He threw in his 12 years, he only threw 20 or more touchdown passes in a season one time. Like all I'm saying is, like, if you really look at the numbers, and it's not everything for sure. And I agree with you. You have Emmitt Smith. You have a great defense. You have a great all-around team. Hence, they won 3 out of 4. Dude, he only threw 23 touchdowns. Like, that's the most. And the most they ever threw is for 3,400 yards. Like they're extremely pedestrian numbers. My point is, like, they're winning Super Bowls when he's not doing insane numbers during the season. Now here's the thing. In the postseason, he was really good. And that's what I want to point out. Like, in the postseason, his numbers were elevated. They just were. Like, he was good in the postseason. And he was a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah. Once. Right.
But
here's my question. He stopped playing football in the 2000 season, correct?
Yes.
When was he inducted into the Hall of Fame? Is Troy Aikman a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I bet he was. That's wild to me.
I would say if Troy Aikman was a first ballot Hall of Famer, that he is slightly overrated.
I would agree.
I mean, he, like you said, 23 touchdowns is his most ever. 3,400 yards is his most ever.
I think what happened was that it's like the Yankees and your boy Jeter.
Yeah.
And he played for the Cowboys.
Of course.
He was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So overrated, slightly overrated. Yeah. But also the name of the game is to, be the quarterback of the team, like, not be the guy who needs to throw for a ton of yards. If that's not your fucking game plan. Now, I think you could argue that Troy Aikman, given the running game he had, given the offensive line he had, given the receivers he had, should have been better. Like, should have had better statistics.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's kind of just like how we judge him. But no one ever brings up Troy Aikman in all-time QBs.
No.
Nor should they. But also, you know, if you look at get your Miller Lights ready. It's time for the Joe Praino drinking game. If you look at an Eli Manning type career, right? More statistics, two of three Super Bowls, way less talented teams. And we talk about, is he or is he not a Hall of Famer? But Troy Aikman's a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's almost like we're just right and left of the overrated, underrated line, right? Those might be the two guys.
I mean, it is crazy in his 3 seasons, like that they won the Super Bowl. His touchdown passes are 23, 15, and 16.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm just saying again, and I know the era is different, and I know it's different, but like your Super Bowl quarterback is throwing 15 and 16 touchdowns for he's averaging 1 touchdown a game, a whole season.
Peyton Manning's throwing 15 touchdowns in like the first 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah. And it's nothing that, by the way, I don't have a problem with Troy Aikman being a Hall of Famer. Like, I don't either. But I always have a problem with like when you talk, like to me, if Troy Aikman's a Hall of Famer on the first ballot, there's other guys that we like. Why are we having this? Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer conversation? Why are we having is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer conversation? Why are we having Eli Manning? Everyone's going to come with, well, minus Eli, everyone's going to come at you with Super Bowls. Everyone.
Yeah, but like
what I'm just saying. That's what
I know, but like that always goes back to how many Super Bowls do the Cowboys win if Steve Young is their quarterback in that era? If whoever else is their quarterback, or Marino. If like,
Okay, here's a question. Take everything else out of it. As far as like team, era they played, who they played with. When it comes to talent level, skill level at the quarterback position, who is the best skilled quarterback the Cowboys have ever had? Because I think that's an interesting discussion. Like, you could make an argument Tony Romo was way more skilled, couldn't you?
Probably.
Or do you take, or am I trying to put this in a vacuum?
The name of the game, stay on the fucking field.
Yeah. Okay.
Same with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott might be more talented than both of them, but you got to stay on the field.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch Roger Staubach play a lot of games, but people have good things to say about his career. But also, Troy Aikman, it's easy to stay on the field when you're never touched.
Although he still got it. Obviously, he retired because he got hit so much, concussions.
Right. And his eyes have been bloodshot since. We just never talk about the fact that Troy just looks like Towley every fucking Sunday.
Oh, this social media does. Twitter does.
Yeah.
My favorite. I know I always bring this up. My favorite is the Jay-Z Troy Aikman comparison. That meme. The Jay-Z Troy Aikman meme, I would call that an all-time meme. Did somebody just notice that? Like, why does Troy Aikman really look like Jay-Z?
Yeah.
I think somebody had to have been high
who noticed
that.
It's Troy.
I mean, he wouldn't last in today's era.
He wouldn't last how?
With those numbers, obviously.
Right.
But that's pointless. I shouldn't even bring that up. But I think there was propaganda. I just want to say that because as a kid in the 90s, mid to late 90s, he was part of the sexy Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like the propaganda was strong.
I feel like that's your next read is Jeff Pearlman's Cowboys book.
Oh, he's got a Cowboys book?
Yeah.
Done and done. I'm reading Shoeless Joe right now.
Nice.
I took a course in college and I was supposed to read it, but I was too much of a slapdick back then. It was a sports and literature class, which is wild to think I half-assed it and didn't read a lot of the books or read half of them. But I was a dumb college kid, and now I want to read this. After I was inspired to the Field of Dreams game again, and I was like, I want to read the actual book that it's based off of.
I always thought about doing a special where I didn't wear shoes and just call it Shoeless Joe.
Should.
Yeah. Long way to go for a joke. But listen.
That's what we're here for.
What else? What else we got going on?
I mean, they can see you live at the stand.
The Comedy Cellar.
Comedy Cellar.
Comedy Cellar.
Is that a total fuck up there?
No.
Do they have a stand in Vegas now?
No, they do not.
Okay. So it's just a Comedy Cellar.
Yes.
Do you know any other comics that you're performing with?
We just got a message from
Randy is out of control. I just saw the text. Randy Ruther coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Randy on a Monday. He lives in Arizona now, so he has access to bombs, which he's throwing into the Dirty Sports podcast right now. Randy. Why isn't Randy in Vegas this weekend? That's a question I have for Randy. Randy, yeah. I'm in Vegas. So close to Arizona.
Yeah. Go desert to desert, man.
Yeah.
Do the
have
drive.
To leave the desert.
Yeah.
I can picture. Guy walks around fucking. He looks a lot like Randy Ruther and Randy Quaid in Vegas Vacation have a lot in common.
I can see that.
Just walking around with yards.
I can see Randy getting drunk and taking an Uber. Like I can see like he's the type of guy who's like, fuck it. I'm taking an Uber to Vegas. And they're like, sir, that would be $800. And he's like, whatever.
It's like, put it on the GI Bill.
He's like, I'm here to put some money on Burrow winning the Super Bowl. I saw a guy. So
like, it's gonna be $800. So he's like, it's fine. I'm gonna make it back and more. I'm gonna put that $800 on the Bengals to win 14 games.
I was walking Roscoe the other day.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Yeah, and I was wearing a red shirt, like a Nasty Boy shirt, and I was like, that's when they were good. It was an old guy, and I was like, yeah, he's walking his dog. He goes, but the Bengals are good now, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then he goes, I'm putting $100 that they win this Super Bowl today. Like he was so proud to tell me, he's like, I'm going to the casino and I'm betting $100. And I couldn't resist. I was like, yeah, man, they definitely have a shot. I was like, but it's really hard, sir. He's like, they're going to do it. And I was like, am I really going to
that reminds me of another Vegas Vacation moment. By the way, Vegas Vacation, maybe the most underrated Vegas or the most underrated vacation movie.
Really? That's an interesting take.
I really like Vegas Vacation. But what you should have said is the line the dealer gives Clark in that, where he shows up and he's like, how about you just give me half the money you're going to spend? I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it even.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact I learned. Only 7 teams have returned to the Super Bowl after losing in the Super Bowl era.
Wow.
Or 7 times.
Yeah.
And of those 7, 3 were Bills. So my point is, like, if you take that out of it, it's only happened 4 other times that a team has returned to the Super Bowl after losing. But
like, here's a great thing, Andy, because one of those other teams was obviously the Cowboys, Troy Aikman, because they went back to back against the Bills, correct?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about a team who loses and then plays the next year in the Super Bowl.
Right. Okay, got it. Team loses.
Does that make sense? It's only happened 7 times in the Super Bowl era, where a team loses the Super Bowl and makes it back to the Super Bowl.
Okay, good to know.
Next year.
Let me just throw this out there. Jim Kelly was a better quarterback than Troy Aikman, right?
Ooh. I probably agree with you on that.
I mean, I don't even know if people would argue otherwise, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's much of an argument. Yeah. I mean, Jim Kelly was first team All Pro once. Fun fact, Jim Kelly has more, but Troy Aikman still had more pro. Dude, Troy Aikman, the Pro Bowls is like Troy Aikman was making the Pro Bowl when he's throwing like 13 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
Yeah. This is your boy.
Yeah.
It's Troy.
Yeah, man. I agree.
New toy.
That's a pretty obvious one, actually. You're right.
Thanks for the call, Lagoy.
Dude, they're doing Monday Night Football now. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And we're not going to watch them too much because we're going to be on the Manning cast.
Yeah. We'll watch two better quarterbacks than Troy Aikman instead.
Shots fired. We have to keep this a little light today, Joe.
Great. Are we done?
No, I'm really hungry.
Okay.
Though. I'm
Sorry.
hungry.
I could eat.
I'm hungry. And I had a light lunch, but what I had for lunch, I had some of those butcher box steaks.
Oh, hell yeah.
A little flank steak. It was really good. I cooked it. I got like I don't have a grill yet. I got a little smokeless grill that you can put in the fridge or put in the fridge. No, that you can put in your kitchen. Cook some flank steaks with that. Got a nice order of butcher box. And Dirtballs, if you want high quality meat and seafood you can trust, go to Butcher Box. It's 100% grass fed, free range organic chicken, pork raised, crate free, and wild caught seafood. All these great different types of food they will send directly to your doorstep. Free shipping for the continental United States and no surprise fees.
Free shipping.
Apologies to Alaska and Hawaii. You can choose a variety of box options from curated to customize and change your plan whenever you want. Again, I've tried the flank steak, got some bacon, got some ground beef. But we got a special order right now. You can take chicken breast off your grocery list. So just put an X through that. You don't need it anymore because Butcher Box is offering our listeners, that's you dirtballs, an incredible deal that they've never offered before, ever. Groundbreaking. Big news right here. Free chicken for a year. We all know the supply chain issues. Butcher Box is like, we got it covered. Get 2 pounds of free range organic chicken breast for free in every order when you sign up at butcherbox.com/dirty.
Whoa.
That's right. Full Joey Lawrence from Blossom. Whoa. Claim this deal once again at butcherbox.com/dirty. That is free chicken for a year. Do they still have the seafood buffet at the Rio?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
That was what they were known for. They had like the best seafood buffet in town.
Let's go.
Are you a buffet guy?
I am a buffet guy.
You are, because some people are like creeped out by it.
Nah, not me. Seafood buffet creeps me out a little bit more, but I'd still fucking do it for sure.
You'd fuck with it.
Oh, I fucks with it hard.
Yeah, I would too. So the Angels are being sold, or correction, they're exploring the sale.
Well, hopefully the new owner believes in pitching and spend some money on that.
Yeah. And I bet they get a hefty price being California, Greater Los Angeles based.
Listen.
Because the thing is, they've spent money, Joe. Like they spent money on Pujols, right? They've spent money on Trout, on Ohtani.
Yep. But the Mets have spent in their past too. And the difference between good ownership and bad ownership isn't necessarily just writing checks to random fucking people, you know?
Sure.
You got to be smart about it. I mean, what's amazing to me, and we've seen this across sports, and I've talked about it, and it's why actually right now, and it's still going on, I can't post anything about my New York Mets without some wildly insecure Atlanta Braves fans showing up in the mentions, whether the tweet mentions the Braves or not. Guys, you're showing your hand. You're insecure. You just won the World Series. You're concerned with every tweet by every person that tweets about the Mets. We get it. You're scared of our owner. And you should be. But that's the point. You see it with what the Mets are doing. Steve Cohen just paid for 65 former players and coaches to come back for Old Timers Day. They had their first Old Timers Day in forever. They spend not just on the field, but off the field. And that is where, like, you know, these Braves fans who are like, same old Mets, we'll see what happens come October. The only thing that's the same is the stadium and the color of the uniforms. When you change ownership, you change everything except the laundry and the building. You know? So for the Angels, a team that has been in Los Angeles, greater Los Angeles area, has never been able to find out, are they the Anaheim Angels? Are they the California Angels? Are they the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? Are they the Los Angeles Angels? They don't know what the fuck they are. And then they throw, oh, we're just going to give all the money to Pujols. We're going to give all the money to this guy. We're going to give all the money to this guy. They're not well run.
Yeah, I agree.
And being in the greater Los Angeles area, like you said, they'll probably get a hefty price because somebody like Steve Cohen should be smart enough to say, I know how to go in there and make them something for Southern California that isn't the fucking Dodgers. Be your own thing.
Sure.
And then when they're suddenly good, I'm sure, you know, Seattle Mariners fans or whoever the equivalent of Braves fans are going to be like, same old Angels. And it's like, bro, they just sold the fucking team. I'm rooting for it. I like the Angels. I would like the Angels to be good. And I would certainly like it because we see how fast this goes when this happens to teams. We've seen it. We've seen it from the Dodgers. We've seen it from the Mets. We've seen it from the Mavericks. We've seen it from like the Rams. We've seen, I mean, how many times have we seen it where you get new ownership? But I'd like to see it happen immediately because I'd like to see them save Trout's career, save Ohtani's career. Don't make these guys, you know, have shitty no playoff appearances their whole fucking lives.
Or let them go somewhere else and just rebuild the team in a different manner.
Yeah. Or just, I mean, they're both great. Like immediately get the right people in place to build the franchise today.
The Angels are so forgotten about living out there. You know this. Like they're just they're an afterthought, man.
But Andy, you could say the same thing about the Mets and the Yankees.
Yeah, but I look, I know you're from there. I would argue as an outsider, I never viewed it that way.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, obviously the Yankees get a ton of attention.
Sure.
But I'll tell you what. The Mets get more right now. The Mets are getting more attention nationally and probably in New York. For one reason. The new owner. That's it. Because without the new owner, there is no Scherzer. Without the new owner, there is no Lindor. Without the new owner, there is no Marte. Like, without the new owner, like, there is no Old Timers Day. There is no black jerseys as much as I fucking hate them. Get the Angels a new owner. It'd be fucking fantastic. And also move the fucking Oakland A's to Las Vegas while we're at it. Build them a fucking dome. Because Oakland, that's a goddamn nightmare. 2,500 people. There's more people going to your Florence Y'alls games than they're going to fucking Oakland A's games. It's a big league fucking franchise.
Did you see that guy getting a blowjob?
Honestly, they were talking about they were going to investigate and charge those people with a crime.
Yeah.
That's the most exciting thing that's happened in Oakland ballpark the whole fucking year.
You guys haven't seen it. This guy.
They should have a promo where you get in free if you suck somebody's dick while you're there.
Bobblehead night, right?
Yeah, there you go. Fucking Andy. Woo. That's it. That's the hottest Andy riff we've had in fucking months. Andy hit us with a bobblehead.
You said months. That video is wild. Just nobody in the stadium. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Check it out online. This girl just starts going down on this dude.
I like that the only other person there decided that they're going to film him with a fucking cell phone.
Yeah. We have some late breaking NFL news, Joe.
Ooh.
Some news that, like, again, got lost in the fold. I would say this player, but it's interesting how this is playing out. The 49ers and Jimmy G are finalizing a new contract that will make him the highest paid backup. But here's where it gets weird.
I don't even understand what the hell's happening right now.
I don't either. This is from Adam Schefter. Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers agreed to a restructured 1-year contract that would keep the QB in San Francisco this season. The contract contains no trade and no tag clauses, assuring Garoppolo will remain in San Francisco this season, will have the freedom to leave in 2023. It's fascinating because nobody clearly wanted him.
Right. Garoppolo's new deal is worth $6.5 million in base, fully guaranteed. Source of he has another $500,000 in roster bonuses. He also has playtime bonuses. I don't understand that. Wasn't his deal for way more than that?
But I think they could have cut him and he would have lost $25 million. I could be incorrect in that. So there was a tweet earlier this morning saying San Francisco could clear $25.5 million in cap space if he's released tomorrow by the 4 p.m. deadline. I'm also told, this is from Jordan Schultz, who tweeted this. I'm also told that John Lynch does not want to face Jimmy G with the Seahawks in week 2. So does it sound like they were also strategizing, like they didn't want him to go to a division rival?
Right.
Which is kind of interesting.
See, right now,
this is all interest. Like, this is fascinating to me.
I don't even know.
Right?
Yeah. Do they already have, like, I'm on Sport Track, that has a contract, says $6.5 million. I mean, is this already a fucking done deal?
How does that work? You've already moved on. Trey Lance is your guy. Like, Jimmy G's cool with that. He's just like, yo, man, I'm going to take my paycheck. And if Lance sucks, I'm right back in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's a good chance that could happen, that Trey Lance isn't ready. We all know they're close.
2018 through 2022, he signed a $137.5 million contract. His average salary is $27.5 million. Signing bonus $7 million. So they could have cut him and saved that money, but instead they signed him for $7 million to be a backup.
Again, NFL contracts, you and I have discussed this. They're not a thing. Salary cap is not a thing. It's just not a thing. It's right. Like, we've talked about this, right? Like, it's not a thing.
I mean, so I guess they could have cut him. They could have cut him, but they would have preferred to trade him, but no one wanted him because then they're trading for him for $27 million. But if they cut him, then somebody could sign him for a free agent money. So instead of cutting him and letting him sign as a free agent, they restructure his deal and they give him $7 million to be a backup with potential to make it $9 million if he plays. Okay, I guess.
So that's what, but where's the worry about team chemistry? Right? Like I would think like you just have this guy around.
Well, now the whole plan, yeah, I guess, if he's happy being a backup, he signs. This deal essentially says I'm signing to be a backup. Well, Jimmy G,
but
in San Francisco.
But again, like they start what? Let's just they start 1-3. Now suddenly you got your.
If you go 1-3, you got to go to Jimmy G.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Did nobody really want him?
Because if Trey Lance don't fit, then he must sit. Johnny Cochran, GM of the Niners.
Oh, I know. You got some great rhymes. So nobody wanted him? Like, that's what I'm like, really nobody wanted him?
Well, no one had the option to have him, right? Because if you trade for him, then you're trading for him at $23 million. So no one wanted him at $23 million.
Okay.
And no one maybe somebody wanted him at $7 million, but he took the $7 million from the devil he knew.
He's like, I'm just gonna crush porn stars.
Yeah.
Bay
Area quality porn stars.
Yeah, I'm gonna be this good looking Italian dude. I'm just gonna keep crushing porn stars and crushing Subway. Because dude, he was a Subway spokesperson.
Yeah.
Has anyone who's been a Subway spokesperson actually ever eaten it? Charles Barkley has, for sure.
For sure. I feel like the pedophile guy has too.
Jared?
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady's a spokesperson. He's never eaten that.
Yeah.
He's like,
doesn't Tom Brady, like, do we think that there's a chance that Jared was fucking the kids and then selling them to Tom Brady to drink their blood? Is there any possibility of that? Is that where the whole link came in? Do we think this is all I have a Subway conspiracy theory. I think this is all Subway's fault.
Wow. You gotta go on the Tinfoil podcast and talk about that.
You know why there were no traces of tuna in Subway's tuna? Because it's actually ground up babies after Tom Brady has drank all the blood out of them. He's like, how do I get rid of the bodies? Well, here at Subway, we'll ground them up for you and call them turkey. You call them tuna.
I guess now is a bad time to announce Subway has been dropped as our new sponsor. I had it lined up.
I wouldn't do it.
I know. I wouldn't do it either. No way.
What are we, Barstool?
We would, though, if they give us enough money.
No, we wouldn't. We'd call Jimmy John's and we'd be like, listen, guys, no,
we wouldn't. I call Jersey Mike's, man.
Jersey Mike's. Sorry. That's what I meant. Fuck Jimmy John's. I just had Jersey Mike's yesterday, by the way.
Jimmy John's is number 2, though, behind Jersey Mike's.
I like Jimmy John's. But yeah, we'd call Jersey Mike's. We'd be like, listen, Jersey Mike's, Subway made us this offer. We'll take half.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We'll take half.
You're right. Subway. Nobody even talks about that. Like it's wild to think like with Subway that their spokesperson was a kitty toucher is like low on the list of why not to eat Subway.
Yeah.
Like that's how many controversies they've had.
Yeah.
Have you seen these commercials for these Papa John's bowls?
No.
Bro. Papa John's now has bowls.
Is it John Leguizamo doing it again?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. So instead of ordering a pizza, it'd be like you get a bowl with all the ingredients and no crust.
Sounds horrible.
Dude, I literally want to vomit like that stuff. Normally I can handle commercials and I don't get queasy. They're showing these commercials. I honestly want to throw up.
Maharis is like, I eat them every day. We're like, wait, what?
gonna serve it at his wedding. That's gonna be the food that they give all the fucking people who show up.
I feel like this is something at least one of our interns would be into. Doesn't it sound like that's like the only target market is like Shabelli, EJ, Trevor, Aaron Maharis, even Nikki D. I can see Nikki D being like, "Yeah, you don't love the Papa Bowls." And you're like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, dude, sometimes I'll go to get a Papa Bowl and then I'll go to Don's just to get a fucking French fry and throw it in the Papa Bowl. And I'm like,
Dude,
classic.
I'm gonna send you this, man. Like you're gonna vomit.
It's a papadella or whatever the fuck John Leguizamo is doing.
It's a Papa Bowl. Introducing our new crustless oven baked Papa Bowls. All your favorite pizza.
It's called
toppings.
a Papa Bowl.
Yeah,
Jesus.
In
Christ.
a bowl, but without the crust.
Who just wants cheese and sliced veggies? Papa Yams. Honestly, I can't think of something I want to eat less than this. That looks disgusting.
How bad does this look? Like, dude, no lie. I'd rather be tortured than eat it. Like, to me, torture would
just
be
a chicken Alfredo fucking Papa Bowl.
Oh, it looks so bad.
It looks like a fucking TV dinner. It looks like some shit you get. It looks like a.
But TV dinner looks better.
Yeah.
Where's Shaq and all this? Shaq has an ownership stake now in Papa John's.
I don't know. He's like in Turkey on a yacht with Hasbulla or whatever the fuck that midget's name is.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Now we need Randy Ruther to call. And you don't know about this dude. Randy's obsessed with him.
Wait, what?
Oh my God. This is what I'm talking about.
What am I missing?
The fucking weirdo, like dwarf kid who's like somehow a fucking internet sensation, but also I still don't understand what or who he is because he doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
What are you? I have no clue what you're talking about.
I mean, type in Shaq and Hasbulla. This is what Shaq's up to right now.
How do you spell that?
Hasbulla.
Oh.
This is literally what Shaq's up to right now.
Well, Randy Ruther says he's real big in the MMA community.
Yeah, but I don't understand it. Is there a midget division? A little person division? Sorry.
Bro, we live in a wild.
I'm telling you, I don't understand the times we live in anymore. I'm like, I don't even Randy's explanation. He's taken in by all the Russian fighters for what? Like is he like the guy Kid Rock used to hang out with? He's just like MMA mascot. Just him and Shaquille. So some MMA dwarf mascot and Shaq are on yachts in Turkey eating fucking Papa Bowls. This is like Idiocracy took fucking steroids.
All right. Hasbulla Magomedov. I don't know how to pronounce it. 11 facts about Mini Khabib you should know. Okay. He's the Russian influencer. Let's just go over something. He's the Russian influencer who's all over your timeline. Well, apparently not mine. He's an internet celebrity. He's 19 years old. He's 3'3". So he's Russian. What is happening here? Dude.
Is he a fighter?
No.
He's just a little mascot.
Is Hasbulla dwarfish? Because of his size and voice, many have assumed that he's a form of dwarfism. However, he's not confirmed it. Well,
this is the shit. This Randy just sent us something. I know one thing about the video Randy just sent me. It's going to explain nothing. That's one thing for sure. Explain that. Didn't you fucking...
What is you want me to play it?
The video?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's 1 second long.
It's 1 second. My fucking computer screen's locking up with this. Fuck this. Dude, we live in wild times. That's like,
I'm telling you, this is 2022. You're like, where's Shaq? Where's the maybe the most dominant basketball player at his peak of all time, and one of the most sought after NBA analysts? He's on a yacht somewhere in Eastern Europe with a dwarf UFC mascot, punching each other in the face, eating crustless Papa Bowls. The fucking real sentence of something that's really happening right now.
Well, guys, call in with your thoughts. Let's do that on any of these things. 310-359-8365.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we were? Yes. Can you imagine if you're like, what's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up to these days? And you're like, oh, he's with the dwarf that used to tour with Kid Rock, and he's baking him into a gigantic Subway sandwich. It would be the same thing.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
Oh, you didn't hear? He's touring the Midwest. He's doing a book tour of the Midwest, sponsored by Subway, with the dwarf that Chris Kirkpatrick used to hang out with. Oh, okay, yeah, totally. Of course, that's what Kareem's up to. Why wouldn't he be?
We live in wild times, and you know what? I got to get out. I got to cut the cord. We're gonna keep it short today.
I'm in Vegas, so I'm like, here we go. Let's start the fucking weekend.
Yeah, let's
Monday.
I mean, we're getting blown up now by Randy Ruther talking about a movie that Kareem did with Ernest.
Yeah.
That's a whole other
I've
story.
been asking Randy to explain Hasbulla to me for 6 months. I showed up to his house in Arizona. He was like, I just been watching Hasbulla videos. I was like, I've seen this kid, but I don't get it. He's like, what's not to get? I'm like, just explain to me what's happening. Who is he? He's like, the UFC fighters love him. I'm like, okay.
He's just the mascot.
The UFC fighters love Joe Rogan too, but you could tell me he's a comedian. He's a former podcaster, like whatever.
Wild. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Dirty Sports. You can follow me at Andy Ruther. Apparently Hasbulla is on Twitter too, and you guys can follow him.
For about 3 more minutes till Tom Brady goes interview with a vampire on his neck and drains his blood so that he can win the MVP again. Tom Brady's gonna come up covered in blood, and he's gonna be like, "What was that? Papa Bowls? Did you have a Papa Bowl this morning?" You can see me at the Comedy Cellar in Las Vegas all this weekend. It's in the Rio. Comedy Cellar. If anybody doesn't know about the Comedy Cellar, as far as lineups go, no one really does it like the Comedy Cellar. This is my first time at their one in Vegas, but in New York, famously known for just the firest lineups that you could ever line up. So I'll be here all week, Monday through Sunday. Come see me do shows. Come play golf. Come hang by some pool. Tell me where to go in Vegas. If you're not in Vegas, but you're formerly from Vegas, you got a hookup in Vegas. Guys, I'm gonna be here for 7 days. Anybody who's got Vegas tips, let me know. I'm down. Follow me on all social media at Joe Praino. I just put up a new clip on TikTok. It'll probably go up on Instagram later on. At Fix Your Life on Twitter. If you're a distraught Atlanta Braves fan, distraught by the fact that you just won the World Series like 8 months ago, you can message me there, and go to my website, joepraino.com, for shows where I'll be after I'm in Vegas. That's it. My plugs were longer than the rest of the show.
It's all good. I can't get over this dude. I mean, I've seen him. I know what you're saying. Like, I don't get it.
Also, can somebody give us a Papa Bowl review?
Dude, you are right though. There are dirtballs who've eaten this already.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'll bet week 1 of football, sitting on couches, hungover. I can see the 315 crew eating it like they're fucking,
Instead of
horses
pizza?
horses at the trough.
Instead of pizza, though?
No,
Why
but
don't just get a pizza?
you know the way these commercials, they break you down, dude.
Did I order a Papa? They did. Did I order a Papadilla once last season?
See,
The Papadillas aren't bad. They're basically a calzone.
it's a folded pizza. They convince you to fold your pizza over and
No, it was a
charge you-
calzone. It's basically a calzone.
Okay. Yeah, it's a papadilla. You're like, fuck, I gotta try one of those.
Well, I figured I was already ordering a pizza from there,
Yeah.
which gave me massive diarrhea. No more. All right, let's wrap this up. I got Hasbulla.
I'm ordering.
When you said that at first, I thought you were talking about the terrorist group Hezbollah, like out of.
I'm ordering a
Lebanon.
Hasbulla Papa Bowl this weekend. I'm ordering the signature Hasbulla Alfredo Papa Bowl just to see.
Unbelievable. You should do a review.
Yeah.
Post it on TikTok, Joe.
They call it a Papa Bula.
All right, guys. That's our show. Much love. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys in a few days.